All right, welcome, welcome. I am Stephanie Bangulin, and welcome to the What is the Rebozo workshop today, or webinar today, hosted by the Atlanta Birth Professionals. I am Stephanie Bangulin. I'm the owner of the Atlanta Birth Professionals, as well as my own little company's Gentle Journeys Birthing. And today we are joined with Miss Bridgette Becker, and we are going to talk about the Rebozo. So hi, Bridgette, how are you?
I'm doing really well, thank you. How are you?
Good. I said your name right?
You did, yes, thank you.
Good. So we are going to talk about this fancy thing called the Rebozo. So real quick, let's introduce Bridgette. She is an amazing doula and massage therapist based out of Michigan, and she is also a certified hypnobirthing certified infant massage instructor, Reiki master, certified Rebozo instructor, and has worked with Mr. Joe Valley and is also DAD certified too. So she's lots of certifications. How long have you been a doula, Bridgette?
Let's see, about 3.5 years. So I've
Very
seen
cool.
lots of births, but I feel like I haven't been in the business all that long compared to some other people.
Yeah. And how long have you been a massage therapist?
Almost 9 years.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
awesome. Awesome,
that's
great.
crazy. I never thought I would be one of those people who are like, yeah, I've been in the business forever.
I know.
So
So just some housekeeping stuff. If anybody is listening live, you can type in some questions over in the chat bar, and then we will try to address them as quickly as possible. This will also be recorded, so hopefully, if you are not listening to it live, you're listening to it on the recording. If you have questions for either me or Bridgette, you can reach me through the Atlanta Birth Professionals. It's atlantabirthpros@gmail.com, and you can reach Bridgette at, what's your email?
you can't reach me. No, I'm sorry. It is thejoyofbirthing@gmail.com, or I am on Facebook as well under Bridgette Becker or The Joy of Birthing.
And your website is?
It's hard. It's joy-of-birthing.com.
Good.
Nothing easy, of course.
Yeah. So if you'd like to learn more information about the Atlanta Birth Professionals, we're dedicated to improving birth professionals here in the Atlanta area through education and supporting their businesses. You can find out more at atlantabirthpros.com, or like I said, feel free to email me. So, Bridgette, let's talk about this fancy thing. What is a rebozo? It's this fancy word. What is it?
It is a piece of fabric traditionally used as head covering in Mexico and South America, and it's used as a scarf, and then they use it, of course, for baby wearing, carrying groceries, and birth, lots of birthy stuff, just kind of comforting the mom to be through labor and through pregnancy, and even afterward, if you have a long enough rebozo, you can use to kind of bring the hips back in, to kind of belly bind a little bit, and then, like I said, baby wearing as well. So I've got one of my beautiful rebozos here, which this is like, it's folded, of course, but you'll see that most rebozos have patterns or stripes on them. Most of them will have fringe on them. Some of them don't. A lot of them that are now being made specifically for birth workers are a little bit more plain, but you can see them. It's very extravagant, lots of detailing, and they're usually hand or loom woven. They're beautiful pieces of fabric, and I like to use them to keep me warm, and then of course to help my moms feel much better about pregnancy and their birth as well.
So does it have to be a specific fancy fabric, or can you use anything?
You really can use anything. Of course, a lot of nurses and doctors say, well, I just use a bed sheet, and that's totally fine, absolutely. I like to use a regular rebozo because I've become kind of attached to them, and I like that it's not as bulky as a bed sheet or a blanket, and a lot of times the families that I work with become attached to them as well, and therefore even I've started to include them in my doula birth packages. So instead of having to give up my own because they're so attached to them, I kind of initially give them their own so that they can use it all through pregnancy and the delivery and then the baby wearing. So it's theirs instead of having to give up mine.
Yeah. I I have been using my Rebozos for about 2 years now, maybe three, and
Hmm.
I do the same thing. I get very attached to mine, and I have also used bed sheets and stuff too. So so it can be a special fabric, but it also can be, you can use a sheet or a towel or a sometimes I will use a sarong for if like in the water or something like that. If I don't want to get my
Sure.
fancy hand woven rebozo wet, then I will. So when you said a little bit about when you can use them for, but like how would that apply to birth? When would we use a rebozo with our birth clients?
You know, initially in the prenatal visits, I start with a prenatal visit to kind of show them some belly lifts or some hip squeezes or several different comfort measures that mom can do herself or that the partner can help with as well. And that way it kind of brings mom and partner together. Um, and I show them how to use use it for a couple of different things with kids. Like my 4-year-old loves it. So um, I start with the prenatal visit and I show them a couple of just real basic things that they can do themselves, and then whatever really I feel or she feels that she needs during pregnancy or during the labor itself. But I like to start it, like I said, at the prenatals, and that way it's not just I pull out this random bright piece of fabric and I'm like, let me shake your belly with this during birth, because that might freak them out a little bit. But I use it all the time in births to help comfort mom during the labor itself. Early labor will do a lot of the rebozo sifting, which is really the most common that most of the birth workers know how to sift the
Mhm.
belly, which is kind of shaking the belly a little bit to help the muscles relax and help mom relax. And sometimes that'll help the baby to kind of shift a little bit if her belly is relaxed and baby needs to get into a better position. We use it for covering eyes, like if she needs to check out for a little while, she can kind of blindfold herself a little bit. If you've got a very tall partner and a smaller mom, instead of doing like the slow dance and she's reaching way up high because he's so much taller, I'll
Yeah.
kind of throw Rebozo over his shoulders, and that way she can kind of use it to kind of tuck her hands into that instead of having to reach up so high, if that makes sense. And
Yeah.
can't really see me very well, so. But there's just, in my workshop, I teach, really, it's a 6-hour workshop. It's not 6 hours full of Rebozo stuff, but most of it is. And there's tons and tons and tons of things, so we go over that a lot in the workshops. And I always like to demonstrate and then have everybody practice and then have everybody come back and let me know what works for them or if they liked it or if they didn't like it. And I do the same kind of in my prenatals too. If mom and dad or partner are like, that's not something we would do, then fine, we don't do it. I don't take it out of my bag again or whatever they need.
Yeah. So you mentioned a couple different positions. Now, is the rebozo just really all about positions, or is it a little bit more than that?
As far as baby's positioning,
Well, as far as like all we're gonna do with the rebozo is just get into help mom get into position, help baby get into position. Is that all we're really focusing, or are we focusing on more? Because I know the name of your class is called oh crap, it just went out of my head. The Rebozo
the
connection.
connection.
Rebozo
Yeah,
connection. Sorry. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
is
it's
that
not only just for comforting the mom during pregnancy and delivery, it's also to help connect her with her partner, her birth partners in general, whoever they may be. Um, I always like to make sure, if mom wants this to happen, that the partner is kind of in front of her, to release, of course, those very important hormones. You know, she might like me, but she doesn't love me the way that she probably loves her partner, and I don't do the same things hormonally that her partner may, that of course would help progress labor a bit. And so I teach the partner, if they're available, how to use these as well, the Rebozo and different techniques, and that way they are feeling a bit more engaged in the pregnancy and the delivery.
So it sounds like it's about bringing the mom and the birth partner together, and it's really just one of the many tools that doulas can have in their bags.
Absolutely.
Cool, cool, cool. So, so let's talk a little bit about your class. I mean, I know you're based up in Michigan, but you travel all over the place, and you're coming to Atlanta.
Yes, I'm so excited to be coming to Atlanta.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. So, what are some of the things that we might learn in your class?
Nothing much really.
Besides positions.
No. We go through all kinds of different like Rebozo techniques for comforting, for massaging, for helping mom or partner to chill out a bit, just for support. And then I also like to kind of go into the different brainwave states. And because I believe it's really important that we all know that, especially as people who are in the room not going through the birth themselves, not going through the physiological, you know, we see some pretty crazy things. Moms will check out in the middle of what we deem to be like really heavy labor, and then you see them kind of fall asleep, and so the partners will be like, what's going on? And so I like to kind of go through the brainwave states. I also will touch on some of Joe Valley's Dad Certified, and get into the, what do I want to say? The nonviolent communication. I would check out when it comes to communication. And then also, if you know anything about Patrick Hauser, I talk a little bit about how to really empathize and engage the partners as well, because Patrick Hauser is an author of Fathers-to-Be Handbook, which has been very helpful in my practice. I like to give it to my partners, and so it's, I don't know, I just go through lots of stuff. It's not all just Rebozo training.
Yeah.
A lot of it is, but a lot of it is also just kind of engaging with one another, learning from one another, and kind of bringing the community together as well.
Yeah, I think that dad part is a really good thing to touch on, because so often dads are forgotten in this process, and it's really easy for doulas to walk in and say, "Look, I have this Rebozo, I'm going to save the day," you know, where it's not about the doula, it's about empowering the couple and teaching the couple how to work together. So we're really as doulas who work with Rebozos, we actually become the instructor for our couple so that we can empower them. And also with it sounds like with the brainwave states, understanding the process and knowing where mom is, it's just another tool that we can use to assess when we could use this, or what tool might be helpful. Like if we know mom's going through transition, then maybe we can pull out this tool. Or so is that kind of
yes
what you're thinking there?
Yeah.
I'm trying to read your mind here.
Sorry, I'm terrible at these interview things.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great. So you are going to be in Atlanta this coming Sunday. It's coming up quick, March 1st. The workshop is going to be in downtown in Buckhead. So there's all of the details. I think, let's see, where do you have that? I know we have it on our Facebook page. Oh, it's on the Atlanta Birth Professional. I'll put the link for your class on the Atlanta Birth Professionals page, so that if anybody's interested. And what's the price for your workshop? The standard price.
Let's see. We have, I think, one, and I'm sorry, my phone is ringing.
That's okay.
Can you still see me and hear me?
I can hear you. There you go. There you are.
Okay. Okay.
Gotta love technology, right?
Yeah, technology's fabulous. One early bird ticket left, I believe, for this class, which is $20 off. That is 85, and then of course, like there's some Eventbrite fees on that a little bit, and then regular price for the birth professionals is 105. And then
Okay.
also we would like to extend this also as well to pregnant women and their birth partners who are not in the birth world, of course, non-doula or childbirth educator, that type of thing. And so that is a ticket price of 65. So if you, as a doula, feel like being a lazy doula like I am and choose to bring your clients with you and let me teach them the Rebozo so you don't have to, it's always a great experience to have them in there as well.
Bridgette, did you is there something over your microphone? Because having a little trouble hearing you. Just this last little part here.
Uh-oh, let me
There
see.
you go. That's much better.
It is? Okay.
Yep. Yep. I don't know
Okay.
if there was something covering your
Sorry.
microphone. So,
No, sorry. Let me see. Do you need me to go through the pricing again?
well, now I can't hear you again. You're just gonna have to hold it. There you go. Say something else.
All right, can you hear me?
A little bit. No,
All right.
not so much.
Messed us up. I'm sorry.
So let me run through the prices real quick. You said you have one early bird ticket left, and that is 85, and then the rest of the after that the prices are 105 for doulas for birth workers, and I think if I read correctly, this workshop is open for doulas or chiropractors or massage therapists or midwives or OBs or anybody really who works in the birth world.
Right, absolutely.
Okay, cool. And then you said if a doula has a couple that they're working with who's interested in taking the class, and I don't know where you went, Bridgette, but I can still hear you a little bit. If a doula has a couple who's interested in the class, then the couples pay. It's $65 per couple. Is that all right? All right.
Yes.
So I will post all of those links on the Atlanta Birth Professionals page and share them on our Facebook group, and then I'll link them to you as well, Bridgette, so that you can share them. But if anybody has any questions for Bridgette, like I mentioned earlier, if you're listening or if you're on the webinar, you can type questions in the right-hand side. Well, okay, it's on the right-hand side for me. But it should say a public chat. So if anybody has any questions there, that we will address them real quick. Otherwise, you can get in touch with Bridgette at thejoyofbirthing@gmail.com. Is that correct, Bridgette?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, and then her website is joy-of-birthing.com. So feel free to go check that out. She's got all of the links on there to the Rebozo workshops and the details and how to sign up. And if you are not in Atlanta, Bridgette does travel. And so she would love to do a workshop wherever you are. So even though we love Bridgette and we love for her to be here in Atlanta, if for some reason you're out of the area, then feel free to contact her and set up a class in your area. So, Bridgette, is there anything else that you'd like to add about the Rebozo? I'm super excited to have your class coming in this coming Sunday, March 1st. Will you have Rebozos there at the workshop?
I will. I will have several. Oops, there we go.
There you
you
are.
On my Facebook page. Yay! Okay. Now I'm back. Yes, I will have several various different types, I guess, of Rebozos. We've got some from Guatemala, some from Mexico, some from, I believe it's Egypt. I just got a new stock in, so I don't remember exactly where they came from, but several different types, several different lengths, and that way you can kind of play with them as well. And then I'll bring some in case there's people in the class who don't have one to work with. and that way you can use some of mine as well and figure out what you like, and then if there's something that I have that you would like to purchase, you can do so.
Cool, cool. So, I'm just thinking, why should a doula come take your class? I mean, what benefit does it offer for her clients?
Well, I mean, other than the fact that I am just plain awesome, and you should
It's
want
so
to hang
much
out with
fun.
me. We also are offering 6 CEUs for doulas, which is through ICEA or ICE. I don't know how you say that.
Yeah, ICEA, and DONA also honors ICEA continuing
Yes.
education credits too. So that's amazing.
Yes. So that's I think a pretty fair price for 6 continuing ed credits. And then really it's just pretty fun to hang out and learn a new skill. Since taking this class, I think I took this class with Gina a couple of years ago, my business in that year, right after taking the Rebozo class, tripled from the previous 2 years that I had been working. My
Wow.
business tripled. And I don't know, maybe it's just because word of mouth got around about how cool I am, or maybe it was because I had a new tool and I had some more confidence in my bag, and word got around about that, and people really seem to love it. So I am hoping that by taking this class, it'll light a fire within you as well, as participants, and hopefully your business will grow exponentially as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. So I don't think that we have any questions coming up. I think that you answered a lot of questions here about what it is and what it does, and all of the other cool stuff that's included in your classes. So then I think we will sign off for the day, and then I look forward to seeing you on. I'll see you on Saturday evening, but everybody else will see you on Sunday. And
Yes.
come join us. Come on out and play, and we're gonna have a great time. And we'll learn lots of great stuff, because really that's what we as doulas do. Is we're in the business of helping people. And so we're gonna learn just more ways to help couples, and not just mamas, but to help couples. So thank you
Right.
so much, Bridgette, for joining us. Um, Again, the joy of birthing at gmail.com, or joy-of-birthing.com if you want some more information about Bridgette, or if you'd like some more information about the Atlanta Birth Professionals. We offer discounts on classes and continuing education. Lots of really cool stuff. Go check that out over at atlantabirthpros.com. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I hope to see many of you on Sunday. Thanks for joining us, Bridgette.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here and to be there this weekend.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be a little warmer down here than up in Michigan, right?
Yeah, I think it's like -12 right now is a real temperature.
Are you serious? Oh my God.
Yeah, it's warmer in Alaska right now.
Yeah, come on down. We'll give you some good old Southern hospitality.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.